Welcome back to AM Northwest. All right, say I love you with a work of art from the heart. We welcome back professional artist Elida Field. Great to see you, Elida.
So good to see you.
Okay, let's take a look at some of these that you've done.
So we have some variations here. The one that's on the white that's there is with palette knives, and both of these are with palette knives too, but these are ones we've done with our kids classes. So my teacher Allison had done this as a demo with the kids classes, and you can do, which is kind of nice because you can see you can do some different techniques.
Yeah.
You don't have to just make it smeary if you wanted to do some designs.
Yeah.
And you could also paint your background first.
If you wanted to.
So if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So if you were to do that, you'd paint your whole background, let it dry. It takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You could do a little hair dryer, and then you come back in and then you do it with your palette. But we're just going to go straight on our white canvas.
And these are the palette knives that we're using.
Yeah. So if you don't have palette knives at home, you could use a butter knife. You could use anything spatula-ish.
Yeah.
So these are, I gave us a couple different ones.
Yeah.
Kind of see what ones feel most comfortable for you, because some are more flat. They're a variation of different ones and sizes. Okay, so all we're doing is we have acrylic paints. We are using a little chalk piece here, and lightly, so Helen, I want you to do a really big, we kind of want to fill up, so I'm going to lightly with my Conte chalk, I'm just going to do just a little sketch so I kind of have an idea of where I want to go with my heart.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. We can go over the top of that, but just sometimes so you kind of have an idea of where you're going to put it on your canvas. Okay. Beautiful. And this is nice because Conte usually will mix in with your paint and kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Sometimes pencil will show through, but usually this will disappear with your paint, which is great. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to have us, this is going to be fun, it's going to get crazy. We're going to start picking maybe 3 or 4 different colors. Okay. And I'm going to put like a big dollop. I'm going to do one on this side and maybe one on that side. And I'm going to kind of do it as I'm working my way down because we're going to smear them all around. So I'm going to leave this open.
Okay, sure. I'm going to follow what you're doing.
You can follow what I'm doing. And you could do it with warm colors or you could do it with cool colors. And so not right next to each other, but maybe you're doing it a little ways down, like a few, maybe an inch or so. Oh yeah, I naturally just start to put things on there. And then I'm going to do maybe a pink, like this one. This is a hot pink. So be careful because primary red is tricky. It's not primary red. It's actually pink. And then crimson. Crimson's nice. That's kind of, and sometimes it's kind of fun to even put something like in a little other little spot.
Oh, I see.
Mix it up.
Yeah. We
can get crazy here. We'll see how gushy it's going to go.
I'm guessing you're doing the darker color because that's kind of where it gets dark.
Yeah, and we can add a little bit to where if we want to put more in after we smear it around, we can always.
I already messed up.
Did you?
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead. Keep going.
There's nothing you can do to screw this up. I was just talking about this in the back. I was like, listen, palette knives, the messier is the better. So it's kind of cool because you have that. So then I'm going to use, because I like this one that's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to just then hold it like this, and as I'm coming across like this, I'm going to let it kind of swirl with it. So we're going to just work our way down and kind of let those blend into each other. Beautiful. Good. Yes, and sometimes you can kind of swirl back in a little bit, but we don't want to lose the kind of the appeal. You know, like if you do too many swirls, it will blend too much and we'll lose it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. And then I might wipe my palette knife off. And I can go to my other side, and I can spin. This is kind of nice too. You can just spin it around. Sometimes that helps, but we want it to kind of merge here in the middle, and then I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. I'm going to kind of blend these guys in together, and then do this one back in this way like that. And what's cool with palette knife painting, like I said, is it's like the messier, the cooler it looks, and that's really it. Like you can kind of blend through the middle a little bit like this, and see if you wanted it, or if you wanted to create designs. So like you can see here, if I want to come back in with my palette knife and maybe make like some little circles, or I could put love, I could write on here and cut back into it. The main thing is you want to use thicker paint.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're picking up acrylic paints, you want a full body paint. You don't want
you can't do the light stuff.
Don't do the light stuff. Don't do the liquid stuff. You want it to be really nice and thick. If you end up having really liquidy paint, you can always mix it with a gel medium too. So there's stuff that's called gel medium, and it will thicken up your paint. And if you wanted to and you had time and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe I want to do some colors in the
I'm gonna
background.
take some of this.
Yeah, you could add, like that's the thing too, is you can always come back in and go, well, I want to go straight here with my white and just add another little layer.
Right.
Or you can let it dry and do another layer back over the top. So the idea is to keep it nice and thick, not too blended. And then if you wanted to come back in for a background color, you can always mix on your palette here. Like if I wanted to do a turquoise, come back in here with a,
Oh,
you know,
nice.
it's kind of nice to do something where you have a,
And by the way, you know, Elida, that you can actually buy just a tube of turquoise. I mean, I get.
know, but I mix all my colors on. You have to go in. I've got Elida's Fab 5 with all the colors.
No,
You
I'm
can
gonna
mix
buy it because you'll mix it.
Cheater.
Because you'll mix it and
And
then
then you
one
don't
time,
remember,
and then you go
comes
back to mix it again. It's completely different.
Oh, yes, that's
right?
true. That's true. But if you mix enough, then you can do it, or you can keep it as a variation. See, this is the thing. I could come in here and get really crazy and go, well, a little bit more blue, a little bit, which is also kind of fun to mix your own. So you can
that's
just fill
great.
this. You could fill this all back up at the end as well. Another option is if you did buy your cheater turquoise, which I'm just saying. You can mix it. I have it in my mixing chart. You could, your cheater turquoise.
Yeah.
You could put it all on the background first, then let it dry, and then come in and palette paint over the top.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Great
it could be
job,
fun.
Elida. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.